Hi, this is Aaron from WintrissTech Technical Schools. Today we're going to be writing our very first Java program and give you just a little taste of some of the things that you can do with Java, the programming language. Alright, so first we're going to start NetBeans up. If you followed our previous video, you've got it installed on your Mac and you can launch it right here from your dock. If you don't have it there, go ahead and flip back to that video and follow the instructions. Alright, so NetBeans is started up. We're going to start by creating a new project. You can either click this button right here, that's the button for new project, or you can go to the File menu and click New Project. It's going to give you a whole set of choices of different kinds of projects. We want to use the normal Java project, which is under Java, the Java category, and we want Java application. That's the most basic type of project that NetBeans can create. And then we're going to click Next right down here. We're going to give it a name. I'm going to call mine Aaron's First Project. We're using something called camel case here, which means I'm capitalizing each of these words, but I'm not putting any spaces in between. We're going to be using that a lot in Java, and everything else we're just going to leave as it is. Click Finish. And it's going to open up the project. So the two areas that we really care about right now are this one up in the left, which shows all the different files in our project. Most of your first projects are only going to have one file. So I'm just going to shrink this down a little bit. And then here, this large area in the center is our code. There's just a couple things you need to know about this in the beginning. We have this package line that was created for us from our name, and you can see it automatically turned it lowercase. We'll talk more about packages, not for a while. That's kind of an advanced topic, so just leave that how it is. We're also going to have this public class, and you can see we have public class and then a name. This was the name that we gave our project in that initial window. And then we have this curly brace, and you can see when I put my cursor there, it's highlighting this other curly brace way down here. So curly braces are special in Java, and they mark out blocks of code that are all related. So this file that we're looking at has this public class, Aaron's First Project, and then from here, this curly brace all the way down to this last curly brace, that's all of the content of this public class. So this is another thing that we don't need to worry about right now. We just need to know that it's there, and everything we're going to be doing today is going to be inside of this public class, which means everything we're going to add is going to be in between these two curly braces. We're not going to add anything before, and we're not going to add anything after. So the third thing we want to see on here is public static void main string brackets args. That's a lot of kind of random words in there, but basically the key thing we want to see is this word main. Main is what's called the entry point of our application. That means when we run our Java program, it's going to start running the program at this point called main. And again, you can see these curly braces here. We've got an opening curly brace, and when I put my cursor here, it highlights the matching curly brace at the end. So everything in between these two braces is what's going to run when we run our program. So let me show you our first Java command that we're going to use. And actually you can see in this automatically generated file that it gave us, it even gives us a hint here to do code application logic here. So we're going to start putting our code right after it. So I'm just going to put my cursor here and put enter and start a new line. You can see it's automatically indenting the cursor up to this point, and it's here because it's inside this first outer set of curly braces, and then everything in there is indented. Then we've got a second set of curly braces. This is for our main code, and everything in here is indented one level further. So the first command we're going to use is a command to print things out to the screen. What we're going to type is System with a capital S, and then a dot, and it gives us some choices here. We want to use out, so I'm going to type my arrow key down to the word out and hit enter, and then hit dot again, and it's going to show a whole list of things that we can do. All we care about right now is a command called println. That stands for print line. I'm just going to type it rather than look for it in this list. Println, and it's showing me a lot of stuff, but all I need to know is I need a parentheses after that, and it automatically adds the closing one for me when I type the first one. And here we can type a message, and we have to first type a double quote. That's shift in the quote key, and I can type my message in here. Hello screencast viewers. And the final thing that we need a lot in Java, basically every command we use needs a semicolon at the end of the line. So I'm going to click here at the end, type my semicolon, and now everything looks good. Let's go ahead and run our program. Up here in the toolbar, we've got a set of buttons. The one we want is this big green arrow. If you mouse over, it says Run Main Project. So just go ahead and click that. And you can see right here, it says, hello screencast viewers, that was my message. And then it says build successful. Everything worked fine. So let's go ahead and add another message. And I already know what the command is. I'm just going to type it all out on my keyboard rather than trying to select it from the menu. It's a lot faster. So I'll type System with a capital S dot out dot println parenthesis double quote, thanks for watching, period. Now we're going to go to the end. I'm going to use my arrow keys, go to the end of the line and type a semicolon, and I'm going to click run. And you can see it printed both parts of my message. So that's a very simple program. We're going to go on to some much cooler stuff in the next video. But before we do that, I'm just going to show you one thing that NetBeans does for us that might confuse you at first, but it'll help you out down the road, and it'll help you figure out what is going wrong, if anything is going wrong in your program. So say I type something a little bit off. I'm going to type system wrong, System.out.println parenthesis, double quotes, a third message. And then I go to the end, type my semicolon, and you can see it's got this red squiggly line underneath. You've probably seen that before when you have spelling errors, and in this case that's exactly what it is. If you mouse over, it says package system does not exist, saying it doesn't know what this word is. Well, it's actually correct. I made a typo there, so let me fix that. And there, everything's good. Now, let's say I forgot my semicolon at the end. I just deleted that. Now it's highlighting this whole line, and if I hover my mouse over this error message, it says semicolon expected. Well, that's a good hint. These hints aren't always very clear, but this one is very clear. You can understand exactly what you need to do. Just go in there, add your semicolon, and everything's good. So that's it for this screencast, your very first Java program. Check out the next video and we'll be starting our very first game in Java.